everyone, it's Lillian, the Postmodern mom, and I am here today with my 34-week bump update. I think there's such a joy in keeping a good home, in watching your children grow up, in cooking and cleaning and supporting your husband. Yes, that's right, I am 34 weeks pregnant and I feel like a lot has happened in the last 4 weeks. Firstly, coronavirus lockdown happened. And I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I actually suffered some cold-like symptoms about a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago maybe now, where I had a cough, stuffy nose, and I didn't have a fever. But strangely enough, I lost the ability to taste and smell, which has been really weird because I do all the cooking in the house and Felipe can smell and taste just fine, even though he also suffered some symptoms like stuffiness and achiness around his body. Humphrey, he got a little bit of runny nose and a little bit of a low-grade fever, but that passed within a day or two, and Doris has been completely fine. She's our 6-year-old daughter. So we've all been a little bit under the weather the last week or so, except our daughter Doris. And because of that, well, actually not because of that, before that, because I was pregnant and Boris Johnson said that, you know, all pregnant women are in the high-risk category, I have been self-isolating for 2 weeks now. And then in the middle of that self-isolation, I got a little bit under the weather, and then so did Felipe. So then we added another 14 days from that. But according to the COBRA, whatever guidelines it is, pregnant women are supposed to be in self-isolation for 12 weeks. So I am probably going to be here all the way until the baby is born and afterwards, which is wonderful. Because of coronavirus, COVID-19, there's now limitations on what you can buy in stores. And one of the things that is like essential to the Bradley method diet for pregnant women are eggs. And there was like a shortage of eggs and we couldn't, I think Felipe went to 5 different stores to find eggs for me. And thankfully he found some. But we're gonna run out soon and I have another delivery coming up. We decided to try and deliver and order from Tesco or Able and Cole again. I reopened that account so I can get some food. There was a week where I couldn't get a delivery slot at Tesco for 3 weeks. Sainsbury's wasn't taking any new customers and neither was Riverford. And so I thankfully still had an active account with Able and Cole food deliveries. I'll drop that link below and see if you guys can get on that if you're not already. And they did a food delivery for us last week and it was great. So I was really pleased and thankful to have more milk and some cheese and meats and veggies and fruit and all the good stuff. And that's the funny thing is, like, why are people going crazy buying bread? Not sure, because it's really not that healthy for you. But I guess it's a cheap alternative to cooking every day, and that's something that I have been finding myself doing. I've been cooking 3 meals every day and doing the dishes every day. But honestly, it's not too different than my traditional housewife lifestyle. So we continue to homeschool and we just haven't gone anywhere. I haven't stepped outside of the house and I've been quite happy. I mean, we do have a back garden and I've been starting to grow our own vegetables. So that's been a really nice addition to our lives compared to almost like a year and a half ago when we were living without a garden at all. So that's been really good to be able to just go outside, enjoy some of the sun, and grow our own vegetables. So that's exciting. But in terms of this pregnancy, thank goodness we went with a private independent midwife, because a lot of the NHS trusts across the UK are making the decision to deny home births. They're not going to send midwives out, I guess. And because they cite 2 reasons. One of the reasons is they're short-staffed. Maybe some midwives have coronavirus and they need to be self-quarantined, etc. And then the other reason is that they're worried about ambulance shortages. So if you're at a home birth and you need an ambulance, you're basically adding on to the load, the burden that the ambulances have across the country. But I found that kind of like a weak argument in terms of being denied a home birth, because someone did some research all across the UK, and I think it was 2018, there were the percentage of ambulances needed for home births was very low, and it worked out to there were about 2 to 3 transfers a day across the UK for transfers from home births. And so if we're talking about the trust is like canceling all these home births for those 2 to 3 transfers a day all across the UK, then I think that's a very small number. And I think it increases the chances of women getting exposed to coronavirus and getting having more interventions and just having poorer outcomes. A lot of women are really upset about that right now, and very just not feeling safe, because right now the last thing you want to do is go to a hospital unless you really need it. And so if you have a well visit where you have to go for your jabs or something, like, I don't know if it's that important that we can't delay it a couple more months before all of this coronavirus dies down. So I am very thankful that my private midwife is still happy to come to the house for the home birth. The backup midwife is also used to home births and is also in agreement in terms of why are all these home births being canceled. They're both getting more inquiries because a lot of mothers are turning to home birth during this time period, and I'm offering courses on home births and natural birth and what that looks like. And I'm even thinking of adding a virtual doula service, though I'm like almost gonna give birth, so I'm trying to think like how available am I and how much should I stretch myself. But honestly, if you are pregnant right now and you're worried about the coronavirus, please look into what natural birth looks like. Look into the possibility of having a home birth, finding an independent midwife. You can go to Independent Midwife UK, IMUK. They have a list of private independent midwives ready to hire, and I'm sure they're happy to try and work you in and fit you in. But I want to encourage you to look at your options and see if you have any extra money stored away to hire a private midwife or a doula, just to support you a little bit more if you are planning on getting transferred to the hospital labor ward for your birth. You can also find more information at bradleybirth.com about finding a teacher. I'm doing online courses right now. Clearly, I'm not going out of the house, no one's coming to me. So all of it is online, very accessible. And if that's something you're interested in, I would love to share that with you. But anyway, on to this baby. So I don't know, it's been 4 weeks. I'm now 34 weeks pregnant, and I feel really good, ready to go. I've been doing my pregnancy exercises. One of the exercises that we do, that I do a lot in the pregnancy curriculum for Bradley does a lot, are pelvic rocks. And it's where you get on your hands and knees and you kind of tilt your pelvis. That's been so helpful because my chiropractor has closed. They're not considered an essential worker or key worker during this time, during Corona. So I haven't been able to see my chiropractor, which is really sad, but I am thankful that I'm still able to relieve some of the pressure that I've been getting in my lower back, if you've watched my other videos, using the pelvic rocking exercise. Yeah, so everything is going really smoothly, and I've met with that backup midwife, and then I'm gonna have another appointment soon in about 3 weeks time with my regular private independent midwife. She'll probably come to us, and she's planning on self-isolating about 3 weeks leading up to my due date, just so that she protects herself from getting coronavirus, because that would be horrible if, like, you know, she has it or she brings it in, or she can't work and come to the house if she has it. So, and then please, like, pray for me, because I haven't recovered my sense of taste and smell yet. So it's been probably 6 or 7 days, like a week, of not being able to taste or smell. I can taste a little bit, like the difference between sweet and salty and sometimes sour, but I can't taste like anything really. Like I know this food, like I'm looking at it, I'm like, I know this is delicious. I know I like it with this on it, mayonnaise or cream cheese or butter, but I just can't taste it. The other pregnancy related thing is that I've started taking my raspberry leaf tea, because I've been getting a lot of Braxton Hicks and like waking up in the middle of the night having it feel really tight and uncomfortable and having to use a toilet. So that's been kind of annoying, but I have been starting to take my liquid magnesium, which is great because I've only had like 2 episodes of leg cramping where it just really hurts and my muscles like cramping up. I started taking my liquid magnesium and now I haven't had any, so I'm very grateful for Amazon. I think I ordered that on Amazon, the Floridix liquid magnesium, which I've taken from my last pregnancy and now started with this one. And then I'm looking forward to starting to eat my dates. So you're not supposed to, but it's recommended you could eat 2 dates per meal, so 6 dates a day starting around 36 weeks, and it's supposed to help support the uterus, and there are some studies that show that it helps you go into labor earlier than later, so instead of going overdue and having a little bit faster or quicker labors or less complicated, who knows. But I like dates anyway, they taste really sweet, and so I'm looking forward to adding that to my diet when I hit 36 weeks. I've been taking an iron supplements, and then the normal prenatal stuff. I've been boosting my vitamin C levels because of the symptoms I have. Hopefully in about another week, I'll be able to taste again. Someone did post that a friend of theirs had coronavirus and it took them 15 days to recover taste and smell. So maybe I have coronavirus. I don't know. And they're not doing any testing at home in the NHS, so I'm not going to go to the hospital to get tested or anything. I'm fine. I have basically no symptoms now. Just a little stuffiness, a tiny little cough, and not being able to taste and smell. So yeah, but pray for me, because I don't know, maybe I have coronavirus, but I'm staying home, I'm not going near anybody. The kids are all fine. We all suffered a little bit about a week ago, and we're all recovered from that now pretty much. So don't need to worry. And but yeah, let's see this dress, I guess, this red dress. Well, am I humongous? I think I am pretty big. I definitely feel bigger, but not that big. Like I don't feel like it's been growing as much as it did when I was around like mid 25 to 30 weeks. Now that I'm in the 30 weeks mark, and in fact, next week when I hit 35 weeks, that's like one of the deciding numbers that they say you should have your hospital bag ready, you should make sure your bed is waterproofed, you know, that I should test the birthing pool and filling it up and make sure there are no holes and etc. So that's all gonna happen very soon. We are ready to go. We brought everything down. The finishing touches that I want to make, I want to decorate this room. I want to have the fairy lights up and some birth affirmation things around, so that this room will become the birthing room where the pool will be like right here. Maybe I may even have a fire going. That would be really, really nice. So it's gonna be a really relaxing, and I pray, you know, very smooth thing. And the main thing that we're worried about, and I think everyone who has watched my videos before, is about the retained placenta, about hemorrhaging, about third stage. And so I read through that book about third stage labor, about birthing the placenta. It's been really informative and just wonderful. So I also feel like my midwives are comfortable and understand the statistics and understand the physiology of it all. So it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. So I look forward to reporting on next time. I don't know when I'll be able to do another video, maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in 1 week, maybe in 4 weeks. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting this channel. Be sure to check me out on Twitter and follow me on Instagram. And yeah, take care. I hope you guys are doing okay during coronavirus. And I don't know when this lockdown will end. It's like right now there's just no end in sight. But I hope also those of you who are homeschooling for the first time or quarantine schooling, that it's not driving you crazy. Just take it easy. Don't put that much pressure on yourself. And enjoy your children. Thanks for watching. Bye! I think there's such a joy in keeping a good home, in watching your children grow up, in cooking and cleaning and supporting your husband.